This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
Be advised that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Welcome to Usapang Bayan. My name is George Chua, and now that we've concluded our Boto ni Juan series, we will now move on to other pressing issues and stories concerning our nation. We will have various personalities in the show who share our common problems, concerns, and perhaps they can share with us their suggestions on how our government can better improve our nation's progress.
Tonight, we are very lucky to have in our program one of the well-known travel show hosts and also a motorcycle enthusiast who traveled the world to discover people and places and learn through her adventures. We are very glad to have with us this evening Miss Jaime Dempsey of Ride and Seek.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome to the show, Jamie.
Thank
A
you
pleasure
so
to
much.
have you here with us.
So nice to be here.
Okay, so I heard that you've been here for the last month. Can you tell us a little more about your trip with us this time?
Yes, I've actually just come off of, I think it's been about 36 days of
Wow.
shooting in a row. And it's just been so much fun, so many adventures, jam-packed, been all over, and just really, really excited to share all the experiences that I've had. So I can't wait until the show airs.
I heard that this is season 4 for you,
It is.
and this is one of the longest running seasons for any shows on History Channel.
I know, it's a surprise to me. It's really great. I've been really, really lucky to be able to do this now for 4 years in a row. Starting off with the first year we were in Malaysia, and then I worked my way through Borneo and Brunei. And last year I was here in the Philippines discovering Luzon, and we decided that there just wasn't enough time to finish the Philippines. So we had to
How
come back
many
and do more.
episodes did you do last year? On
6 episodes.
6 episodes as well,
Yes.
and another 6 this term, right? This
That's
season
right,
4.
yeah, 6, and we focused this time on Visayas and a little bit of Mindanao as well.
Okay.
Have you always been this adventurous?
I think I started with a taste for travel and a love of culture at a young age. My parents were big travelers. My dad traveled for business often, and he would sometimes take me along. I would tag along on his business trips, and it was very important for him to show me the world and to show me different cultures and to open my mind. So I just kind of kept that going and added a motorcycle into it.
Well, you came at a time when we have the national elections, and do you know that the new president of the Philippines comes from Mindanao, from Davao
I've heard,
specifically?
yes, I was not too far away.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, do you have any impressions about your trip to the Visayas and Mindanao?
This time it was amazing. There were so many different adventures that you can take, and the landscapes were very different. And I was also finding myself comparing them to the landscapes that I discovered in Luzon. When I traveled up north, I got to see a lot of the mountains and rice terraces and these things, and it was just so beautiful. But this trip, I had a little bit more beach time, a little more island time. So that was a whole side of it that I was really looking forward to seeing, and I had so much fun there.
So, what is your most memorable location for this season?
There's so many memorable locations.
Give us a couple. Yeah.
But starting off, when we first left Manila, we first went to Boracay, which is famous all over the world as being this beautiful kind of party town, you know, this really fun, great place. And there were people from all over that I met there as well. So I got to see some other travelers and get an idea of what they thought and why they traveled there. And in fact, I actually, on the way there, I met up with an American couple at the airport, and they had told me that they are now based in Korea, and they had seen the show, and since they saw the show in the Philippines, I thought, well, it looks like such a great place to visit, so that's why they were there on vacation.
Wow.
So I thought, oh, I felt so proud that actually it was working, you know.
So you're like a Philippine ambassador of goodwill, telling the world all the good things about the Philippines, right?
Yes, and even to Filipinos as well. One of the things I love about the people here is that they're very proud of their home. Very proud of their country, and not just their country, but their particular province that they're from, and they're very willing to share their homes. So a lot of people are excited to see the places that I visit, and excited to see their homes showcased on the show as well. So I think that's really great.
You mentioned that you're using motorcycle when you're discovering new places. How old were you when you first learned how to ride the motorcycle?
I think I was maybe 20 to 23, somewhere around then.
And who influenced you?
Mostly I just kind of was interested on my own. I had dated one or two guys that rode motorcycles. And sitting on the back was never enough for me. So I really got a taste for the freedom of it and the independence of it, and I just wanted to be in control. So I took a course, which is very important to me. Safety is always very important to me. And rather than just have someone teach me, I thought the proper way to go about it is to take a course from a professional and get my license that way. And then you get some pointers about rules of the roads and these things that maybe a relative or a friend would not remember to tell you. So that's the way I went about it, and that's the way I would recommend all new riders to go about it.
What are your impressions about the different people that you've met, about Filipinos in general, or, you know?
I think Filipinos are generally a very happy people.
That's good.
And I traveled with the crew I traveled with. It's been the same crew this season as it was last season as well. So we've grown quite close. We're quite a tight-knit little family group when we're traveling, and they're all Filipinos. So it's great. I get to see like an insider view to everything.
So that's Culture Shock with
Culture
Ronald,
Shock
right?
Productions,
With
that is
Ronald
right.
Rillo.
And
Okay.
very
That's a plug for him.
Very fitting name of the production company as well. And Ronald, the main director, has traveled quite extensively. So he's coming from a background where he knows my point of view, and he also knows the point of view of everyone here. And so it's a great way to kind of meld the two together and showcase that.
Well, maybe our viewers would be interested how you got started in the History Channel's Ride and Seek series. How did that come about?
I just got lucky. I had heard that they were auditioning for the show. I have some friends in the business, and I was lucky enough to hear that they were doing auditions, and I thought, there's no way. But I was encouraged to send in an audition tape because I'm a writer. And to me, it wasn't about being on TV that I was attracted to at all, because I never thought I would host a TV show. But I really wanted the opportunity to ride motorcycles in other countries. That's what it's all about for me. So it's not about being on TV, but it's just to be able to have a way to travel and meet new people. So if this is what I was going to have to do it, I was going to do it.
And you did it.
And I did it. I submitted the tape, and I got picked, so I got really lucky.
In your stay here in the Philippines, have you learned Filipino words already?
Yeah, a little bit. Like I said, I'm traveling with a crew that's all Filipino, so they're mostly speaking to each other in Tagalog, and so I'm having to kind of try and pick up on words here and there. And of course, the first thing I learned was mainit. It was really, really hot.
Can you give us some ideas or suggestions after riding your motorcycle for, I guess, thousands of kilometers within the Philippines. What can we do to further improve the riding conditions for people who ride motorcycles? What are the basic suggestions that you can think of?
Well, I think, as I said before, safety is always very important to me. And I notice that a lot of people, and it's not just here, but in other countries as well that I've been to, a lot of people aren't wearing their helmets, and they're not wearing any protective clothing. They're not even wearing shoes.
That's right.
So for me, that's number one. I always wear my helmet. I always have gloves on. I'm always wearing my boots. You'll see that on the show. And so I think that's first. And then second is pay attention to traffic laws. They're there for a reason, you know, they're there for your safety and for the safety of everyone else. So you should be following the rules. If everyone follows the rules, then we would have maybe fewer accidents. And just try and be aware on the road of everything that's going on.
Did you have any close calls when you were here?
No, I think I was lucky enough this trip around. We were pretty safe. I'm always, you know, I'm not really, even though it looks like it on the show, I'm not really riding by myself the whole time. I do have the crew in a van, and there's a support team as well in case anything happens. So I do have a support team, and we travel in a pack, so we are pretty safe.
But what do you like about riding in the Philippines? I mean, as compared, let's say, to the U.S.?
I don't think it's because there's a difference. I think the similarity is what I like, and that is the fact that there are so many different types of geography that you can ride through. And when you're riding, you're more connected to your surroundings. I mean, because you're out there in it. You're feeling the wind, you're smelling every smell, and you know, dirt's hitting you in the face, and you're feeling the heat, and that's all a part of the experience. And while you're feeling all of that, you're also driving through rice terraces, and oh, look over here, there's the beautiful ocean, and there's people fishing, and you're just zooming through all these different lives, and that's a beautiful thing to me. And it's the same kind of thing back home, just different landscapes.
Since you mentioned that already, do you recommend motorcycle riding when it comes to adventure tripping or exploring a country?
Absolutely. Well, I think anybody that rides a bike can relate to that feeling as well. I mean, when you start riding, you either fall in love with it or you don't. And if you fall in love with it, you fall hard. And it just becomes the only way to travel. And adventure kind of just comes along with it because there is a bit of a thrill and excitement. It is perceived as a little dangerous, and you do it the safest way that you can. But there is that kind of thrill to it that makes it more exciting than just road tripping in a car.
Well, we need to have a station break at this point. When we return, we will still have Miss Jaime Dempsey with us. Please stay tuned. Thank you.